It was a slow start for Tour 2 in the 2016 storm chase, seeing us filling time vandalising Cadillacs on Route 66 and exploring canyons in Amarillo. The first risk in 3 days arose, and we head north from Amarillo and into Kansas. We stopped to await storm initiation in a town called Sublet. Despite the strong surface winds, there were very little things to look at other than the cumulus forming on the dry line about 50 miles to our west. We soon landed ourselves on a cell, not too far away from Leoti, which initially looked promising. However, as we watched, the cell seemed to be dying, and I'm pretty certain the term bust was being thrown around. As we were about to drive off, a cell exploded onto barrens, and guess what? It was directly above our heads, so we sat and watched as it developed into a storm. It wasn't long before the cell lit up, and we began our chase. We met some large hail along the way.
Yeah, some nice little donks on this. Oh, big ones. Oh, good.
Bouncing on the road now.
Yeah. Donk.
Here it comes. Right. Hang on, you dog.
We finally found a vantage point to see what the storm was doing. We had noticed a second cell spring to life, and we held back to work out which one we were going to chase. We decided on our cell, travelled a little bit further, and we watched the storm form this beautiful structure. Far from the end piece, but you could tell it was going to be beautiful. Our perseverance and patience was beginning to pay off. This was shaping up to be the perfect storm. With the lightning getting closer, we retreated to the car. We had a perfect view of the storm. We also had the feeling a tornado might form. This would be really exciting on our first proper chase day of the year.
Oh, that's
was
close. Lay! Seriously, next one's going to be bloody close.
Yeah?
Yeah, listen to this. This is going to crack. Ready?
It's a big round base on that now, isn't there? Massive base.
Amazing, right?
Although being in the back in the middle seat, my view was a bit obstructed, occasionally sticking my head out just to have a good look at the structure that was forming.
Oh, PDS Storm Tours. Ooh, PDS.
Oh, look at that wall. There's a definite wall there.
With the action ramping up, we got out the car. We had a really good view from here. We were pretty certain a tornado was going to drop, and it was certainly a case of when, not if.
Yeah, it's going to go. Yeah, it's going to go. Close. Here it goes. Oh, look at this. Oh my god. Look at the structure.
It's beautiful. It's good, isn't it?
Oh my god, look, it's just straight down.
And our perseverance paid off. After about an hour of watching, a tornado was beginning to develop.
Oh yeah, that's down.
Touchdown.
Yes!
Yes! Get in! Day one.
I didn't record for very long because I remembered I brought along a brand new camera with me. I wanted to take some photos in case that was the only tornado that I'd see. However, it wasn't long before I picked up my camcorder again and started to film this incredible structure. The camcorder doesn't really do it justice. It had to be seen to be believed. It's that bit there. Coming out on the side, yeah. In fact, that's very close to the ground as well on the left. As we watched the structure, there were reports another tornado had touched down. It wasn't long before we hopped back into the car and headed back up the road. We then decided to sit and wait in the bear's cage.
You're approaching a twisting storm. Please exercise caution.
Sorry. Might get a bit windy here in a minute.
It was quite an experience being sat here, being slammed by RFD winds. It was pretty strong, a little bit scary, but it was an experience that I'll remember for a long time.
Look at that cross there, look.
You're approaching a twisting storm. Please exercise caution.
Yeah, it's just flowing, isn't it?
Yeah, 13 miles north of here, and it says it's stationary. Look at that. You should take a picture of that. That is ridiculous.
Hang on.
It's alright.
Huh?
I haven't got.
Can't get it.
I'll get a picture. This is hilarious where we are.
Calm before. After sitting in the bear's cage for about 10 to 15 minutes, we decided then to go back and watch the structure from afar. This was the view that greeted us when we looked back. I still think this is the best photograph I'm ever going to take in my life. Also, some beautiful mammatus clouds glowing under the setting sun met us as we looked away from the storm. Wow! Mammatus clouds just on the back of this.
280
Just look at that structure. We just had the sunset as well.